Another bullish week in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 finished up 0.61% for the week. Good week for the bulls. And so we're going to look at the price action on the S&P 500. It's in a tight bull channel. So I want to show that to you and the ramifications of that, why it's important. And then secondly, we'll look at the momentum and then this week's operating plan, how the positions did for the portfolio this past week and the plan going into this week. All right, let's get started. Let's look at a chart of the S&P 500 right now. Here's a chart of the S&P 500. There are three things that I really want to point out here. But first, before we jump into that, you can see right here S&P 500 up 0.61%. Good week for the bulls. So first things first, we are in a tight bull channel when it comes to the S&P 500. And I'm referring to this price action down from the bottom since mid-December all the way up to where we are today. This is called a tight bull channel. And it's important because there is inertia in the markets. So all that means is that whatever price is doing, it tends to continue to do what it's doing. And so with that, there's tight bullish price action right here. When we see a pullback, we more than likely won't see a change in trend. And so what that means for us is more sideways price action, more than likely. Sideways price action within this range here. And we won't see a larger reversal until we see at least a test of the highs. So that's the importance of this tight bull channel right here. We get a pullback like we talked about. Last week we talked about waiting for a pullback and then getting a buy signal and taking advantage of that. And the third thing is that we're starting the week in resistance, in at least the resistance area. So you can see right here, price failed in this area, price failed right here, and then a third time right here, and now we're approaching it again. So we've got all these different areas of resistance that we're coming into. So it should be an interesting week to see if the bulls can hold on, break us through resistance to the upside, or if in fact we'll start to see some weakening of price action and possibly the start of a pullback. With the S&P 500 finishing up 0.61% for the week, the longer-term momentum has remained positive. So back in December on the S&P 500, we got a negative reading for the 12-month momentum. Now we have a positive reading for it if it closes where it does by the end of the month. So it closes. The reading is once a month. At the end of the month, you get the reading. So intra-month right now, it's positive. And international markets, they've been negative. It continues to remain negative. No way that is going to finish positive for by the end of this week. I mean, I guess it could, but it would be a huge advance in the markets, and we're probably just not going to see that. So this is important because this is the momentum is the last line in the sand for the bull or the bear reading. And right now it's bear, even though we have this sideways price action in the S&P 500, it's still a bearish reading. Now we will see how it closes at the end of this month. It could close positive. So we'll keep a close eye on that. As far as the positions in the portfolio, we've got the international, the emerging markets, we've got international inflation protection bond holdings, and then we have some preferred stocks, and then also the US dollar, and finally technology. So everything looked pretty good for the week. The only thing down was the US dollar. We're just seeing some pressure there. It's still on support, still a good hold. We haven't adjusted the stop up on that. But if we do start to fall below support, then we're just going to cut bait and move on to something else. As far as technology, it looks really good, almost on new highs. So it's advanced really nicely. It's beating the S&P 500. This particular position is one of the strongest ones out there. So it's really good. The other emerging markets, again, up for the week, look good there. So we'll continue to hold on to that. We don't have any buy signals or buy triggers going into this week or possible triggers going into this week. So we're not looking to add anything to the portfolio. We're just going to continue to keep a close eye on everything. And if we either one of two things happen, if we get a new high in the markets, or if we start to see a sell signal forming, then we will definitely definitely adjust the stops up then. So with that, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.